Alrighty, we are back from our first break. Graham, what is happening? Are the dwarves gonna kill all the humans?
Well, Belak leads Volvo, followed by Buffar, and what happens after that? I mean, not what happens after that, but like, what do you guys do, Walzer and Engelard?
Well, as our intention here is to get plans for some sort of I don't know, like invasion slash like anti-invasion thing. I can't remember the exact details of it.
There's
Um,
strategies and also logistical things like how much food needs to go where and
yeah,
when,
and this
sort
is
of thing.
this was against the what, the goblins? No,
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah,
was.
these goblins, the red hand goblins. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, then I guess I'm gonna talk to Engelard, and I mean, if he agrees, I guess make a beeline for Lord Ragnar.
I mean,
I
sounds like
mean, we're clearly here to get something. We're not getting it, and all the dwarves, or all the so far the dwarves that we've sort of met up with have, within power at least, have not been helpful aside from Ragnar. So.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
bet
do you feel safe here
they have
anymore?
they have their own pressing issues.
Yeah, I don't feel safe here, especially with the way that it felt like um, Bolvo was sort of attempting to push blame onto us. I don't know, like that seemed weird to me.
Well, why don't you let it play out before you jump to a
This is
conclusion,
I'm
or you can jump
actually
to a
having a
conclusion.
conversation with Engelard about like what we should do at the
Oh, I
moment.
sorry, it
Yeah,
sounded like it was out of character.
nah.
No, well, personally, I just we should
Hmm.
just we should go to them, but I doubt they'll be able to just give us much help in whatever in what we need until their issues are done themselves.
Yeah. All right. Well, who's? I don't want to be blamed for any of this.
Or do I?
And it seems like it's starting to swing that way.
Maybe with one of them, but I doubt that. I doubt
Well, I
Rad
don't
and I
know how
will.
influential this man is. I mean, from what I know of dwarves, it's the number of braids, and that guy had none, so I can only assume that he's fucking right up the top.
Well, even though that may be, it could be just him. Lord Rad and I seems like a reasonable enough person, so I doubt he'll listen to the rantings of one man trying to blame us.
Do you know much about the dwarves? I don't know all that much.
I know enough that Lord Rad and I probably won't suddenly turn on us just based on one person going off a shaky testimony from a goblin.
All right. Well, let's go see him, and let's make sure that we're not being painted into a corner here. Or not painted into a
Sure.
corner, but yeah.
By the time you guys are talking, you all see that a lot of dwarves have returned back to the avenue. You see one walk across one doorway to another one. You kind of look in the different doorways are not like doors per se, but they're like arches. It's pretty open in here. There's not a lot of closed doors except down in the basement. Um, Also the main door, and also Lord Ragnar's door. And basically, so Belak, Balvo, Bafar, Engelard, and Walzer, and then Pike all kind of walk down the hallway. People obviously give some sort of surprised looks to Pike as he walks down, being a
Yeah.
small dragon,
And
as anybody can tell.
if anyone stops me at this point to maybe make him leave, I probably won't let them. Um, just so you know,
Well,
I'm gonna keep Pike sort of within telecommute distance, I guess.
it's fine.
Yeah,
Fine, yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Okay, you guys all make it back out to the central hub. Belak eventually, cuts right down to the main hallway and cuts another right down to the large gilded doors that lead to Lord Ragnar's chambers, which are standing open right now. And there's basically a throng of armored dwarves just kind of milling about outside. They all have weapons handy and nearby that all they appear to have blood on them.
Do they
And
look
as you kind of
aggravated?
as far as aggravated as dwarves can look, they're not really very loud, but they all kind of look salty.
Is it like rabble, 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 rabble sort of thing?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
As you approach, the two goblins begin to squirm and yell obscenities.
We'll put them somewhere, round table-ish, sort of like everyone can be looking at them type thing. I'm thinking.
Okay, you kind of push your way through the crowd then.
Yeah, we sort of try and make like a mock court floor type thing. Everybody surrounding these goblins.
When you get into the main audience chamber, the goblins are kind of set down so everybody can kind of see. Lord Ragnar is in there. He's addressing of the battalion commanders that are your peers, you and Belak's peers. And when he kind of he sees the goblins and he sees you and he says, he sees Balvo and he says, he kind of comes up, greets him, grabs his forearm. Except Balvo greets him with the left shoulder, grim tidings. And he essentially, Lord Ragnar looks to him and he says, "What's the meaning of this? What's the matter?" And Balvo, you guys all speak Dwarven, pretty much, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's been talking in Dwarven pretty much this whole time.
Excuse me.
Yeah, and Balvo says to him, kind of hushed tones, but you can still hear him that. These goblins say they're working with humans. They say they're only... What they said specifically, what he says to you, Belak and Bolt Buffar are nearby. You can hear him quite clearly. He says that goblins said their only loyalty is to loyal, which his goblinoid is a little bit rusty. So he thinks... He's not really sure what that means exactly, but it sounds to me they're loyal to some person. And they also said that they were working with humans. And Lord Ragnar says, "Humans, eh?" And he kind of, just by force of habit, eyes Engelard and Walzer as the only humans in the room.
Engelard's just glancing at the papers he has again.
Am I still getting that same feeling that I got earlier?
I don't know, what kind of feeling do you have?
The gut feeling?
Yeah, but where he both had where he had the trouble since I had the...
I know. What do you feel right now?
Well, it's kind of like butterflies. I don't like the fact that whenever the word loyal to humans is tossed around, we get eyeballed.
Well, of course, that could also just be that you're the only humans in the room.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how... I don't really know the word, but like... where someone will like blame... Like, I hate to use this, but like would blame like... If anyone looks Muslim, they'll just outright...
Stereotypes?
Yeah. I don't want to be, like, pushed into that because of the fact that I'm a human, so...
Yeah.
And he says, heard from all the other commanders, what happened in the Norfolk basement of Buffar? Tell me what happened. This is Lord Ragnar.
When we... we'd found... we used a secret entrance to get in from where they weren't expecting us. We used... this great beast here to kill them. We found them. They'd taken a hole. They'd made a hole in a wall that, to my previous knowledge of my own basement, had led nowhere. But I was shocked to find that it led to an unknown room filled with books, and beyond that, yet another room filled with alchemy equipment. We managed to fight them back to their tunnel entrance into the hole, as I'm sure all of my previous fellow commanders described similar holes.
They did.
We slaughtered them, captured their leader, and discovered that although my allies here have extensive knowledge, neither could identify any possible means by how that hole was created. And it seems to me that these goblins knew about the existence of this secret and strange laboratory.
And he says, yes, the other commanders mentioned similar things, similar tunnels drilled into made into the side of their whole basements, the hills. And he says, what of the secret room you speak of?
It is clearly some sort of magician or wizard's lab or study. There is material that I do not understand, but academic and experimentative in nature. And finally, we found a door with markings on it that I believe suggested a demonic presence of some kind. We sealed that door, and I have no intention of opening it.
Balvo speaks up very loudly, as he is wont to do, and he says, I never trusted those Norfolk folk, Ragni. I tell you, they're dabblers, I tell you. Dabblers meaning magical dabblers.
Oh.
No one in House Norfolk knew of the existence of this room.
Don't you lie to me, boy.
Why would I tell you about it now? I was in the basement with two of my allies. I could have covered the whole thing up if I wanted to.
Lord Ragnar kind of calms you down and calms Balvo down, and he says...
If I was allowed to speak up, I would have said, well, I revisited the secret lab, the secret lab before we came back up here, and I managed to gather some papers from there. It seems clear to me that no matter who it was in that lab, during their time there, they must have gone quite insane based on their ramblings, which make very little sense to me. And I would maybe show a couple of the one of the papers, one of the first couple papers that I read out before.
What was it written in, by the way?
Dwarven.
Dwarven, okay.
Yeah.
Lord Ragnar looks at the paper and he says, furrows his brow, and he says, and what did these ones have to say? And Balvo says, I guess I already said that. And he says, Balvo, ask them, try to find out where their base of operations is at. And so he leaves Balvo to that, and he says, you two, come with me. Lord Ragnar wants to, Lord Ragnar motioning to Walzar and Engelard in the corner.
All right. I make sure that Pike is following me, by the way.
Okay, sure.
All right.
And Lord Ragnar will kind of look very sternly at you, and he'll say, Balvo has never been one to treat with humans. He doesn't like humans. He doesn't like people taller than he is.
I must
be his least favorite person then.
You are the tallest person we've ever seen. He says, these plans, this attack has made it all the more prevalent that we need to get battle plans and strategies ready, because who knows what could come next. So I want you to take these and get out of here before Balvo, try something.
Gladly.
He says, get this back to Thistleburrows, and we'll be in touch. Gives you a trio of scrolls that are made out of silvery metal.
All right.
Do they have his iconography on them, or his seal, or something like that?
Dwarves don't necessarily have iconography, but he's got it's basically like a dwarven letter.
Okay. What I want to make sure is if we ever get any correspondence from him, that they're not coming from Balvo. Like, I just want to recognize whether or not their symbols are different, if they have any.
Yeah. Normally a house will have a. It would say the house. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you would know.
All right. Fair enough. Oh, that's good. Thank you, Lord Ragnar. I mean, my short time with Balvo has infuriated me to the point where I think it's best if we just leave.
I concur. While I might not be quite as annoyed as him, I'm definitely put at unease with him around, with Balvo around.
Okay. You guys leave?
Yeah, well, I guess we get our things and we just leave. I would find Balfar and say goodbye to him, and then I would make my way out.
Yeah.
I imagine that with Ray, were we still just in the like audience chamber?
Yeah.
I imagine that with Ragnar gone and them gone, me and Bolvo just started arguing loudly, and everybody started arguing.
Yeah, there's a big commotion, and you guys are able to slip away.
Well, I guess I'd go with Engelard and would find his horse. I mean, I hope it's still there.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. You find the horse is still intact, and chained up where you left it.
All right, then I'm.
If we're making our way
Yeah,
out, I guess I'd ask Engelard what his plans are from this point on. If he's going to follow me back to Thistlebarrow's place, or whether he's going to go back to Wyvern Falls.
Well, I suppose I should help you deliver these scrolls and see if Thistlebarrow would need anything else from us.
Yep, that sounds great. I could actually use the companion on the road. So.
Alright. It's roughly, mid-afternoon outside.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, it would be best if it's mid-afternoon and if we have to camp on out, then I guess I would be more comfortable doing that than doing that in the Dwarven place. So, yeah, I'm GTFO pretty hard right now.
And not in what's that one city called again?
Fort Mitchell, where you're heading.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'd rather stay out of Fort Mitchell as well.
Yeah.
That's not the nicest place in the world.
So on horseback, it takes 2 hours to reach Fort Mitchell, so you can get there when it's nighttime.
Okay.
You can get there before sundown.
Well,
that shit.
I sort of tell Engelard that I'm fully equipped to stay out in the wilderness, and he's welcome to join me if he wants.
Yeah, I think I would do that. I didn't get a good vibe the couple of times we've been through here.
Good vibes are not really known from Fort Mitchell. Yeah.
Guards are also assholes.
I don't know. I mean, they seemed pretty alright last time I came through. Did you explain who you were? I mean, that seemed to work for me.
I mean, I didn't have to pass through. I don't believe I had to pass through here last time when I came to the dwarves. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'd make a little camp and yeah. So with my gear, I believe I just have enough for myself staying out. I don't know if you have anything to sleep on.
I brought some supplies.
Okay. Some
basic supplies just in case.
Mhm. All right. Well, that's good. I guess yeah, we just stay the night outside, roughing it.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm used to it by now. But
clear day.
Yeah.
Now that I mention it, there hasn't been any rain for a few days now.
Okay.
Just fun fact, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I would. I guess Pike's pretty hungry at this point.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
And I doubt I'm gonna find if we passed any farms along the way, I would have maybe purchased a sheep or something like that. Like a full one, and maybe butchered it up, if at all possible.
Well, it's not necessarily customary that you would just go and buy a sheep.
Well, I mean, if it's from a shepherd or something like that, I would just
Right. This the farming and stuff is done the other direction in Wyvern Falls.
Okay. I didn't know what type of land we were going through, so.
Sure, and this is like hill country and forest. In the hill country, there's not really anything done here because otherwise the orcs would just come and take it all.
All right. Okay, then. Is there any sort of wildlife that we can hunt for?
Sure, you can try.
Yeah. All right.
Anybody has hunting.
Yeah. Is there any rivers nearby?
Definitely, yeah. Further into the forest to the east.
I'd probably try to maybe fish some food out then.
All right. Well, while he's doing that, I'll see what I can get with my survival. No, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I guess I would try and go fishing, so +8.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right. Well, then I would make
our hour goes by.
Yeah, I would.
You guys are also hungry.
Yeah, I would head into Fort Mitchell and see if I can just like go to the I don't know if they have an abattoir there or anything like that. I assume they wouldn't, but they might have a butcher or something.
You're stopped before you go in by 2 guards.
Do I recognize them at all?
And they go, no, you don't.
Okay. I assume this is on the other side, so... Yeah.
Coming from the other direction.
Yeah.
Hold up there. Toll is 8 silvers per head, 15 for animals.
I don't have pike with me, I guess, because
No.
it'd be way too much trouble. I look at him and I go, this is the second time I've been through today. I paid the first time when I came around.
They kind of they look at each other and they kind of pat their sides down and say, oh, you know what? I lost that paperwork. Toll's 8 silvers per head, 15 for animals.
Can you go get Colbert and Hobbs for me, please? Or Hobbs, or Colbert, one of the two. They will have my... And I look at them, and I want to sort of like mad dog them a little bit, and I say, they'll have my paperwork.
They kind of look at each other, not sure what to do. They say, it's not standard procedure, sir.
And I just sort of shrug, and I'm like, well, you guys trying to shaft me here, and I know about it, so you can do whatever you like.
All right. Toll's really only 8 copper pieces per head.
That seems a little better. I'll give them 8 copper, and then I'll go through.
Yeah, you go through.
Yeah. First stop would be the inn, and then I would sort of go to the front desk, and I would inquire about getting an uncooked animal of some descript.
Well, an inn wouldn't really be where you'd go. Maybe like.
Well, I assume they'd have like food storage there, so.
Well, maybe a tavern would be more appropriate.
Oh well, I same thing in my mind, but yeah, sure, okay, tavern then.
That's fine. Yeah. So eventually, there's through a lot of rigmarole and pointless role playing, you eventually commandeer a like a horse carcass that died yesterday.
Oh god. All right. Well, that's perfect. How much would that have set me back out of curiosity? Like
you just found it. You just found it.
How? I just found it. You say?
Yeah, it was down an alleyway.
Oh my god.
Were kids baiting it when I came across it?
No.
Okay.
Was there a skeleton near it of a horse?
So you're saying that there's no way I can find like an actual butchered carcass in this place?
Yeah, if you want to pay for it, you can.
I wouldn't mind paying for it.
Okay, so normally meat, goes for like a silver piece per pound. Like that's normally just the going rate for good meat.
Sure.
And so like how much are you looking for? Like a carcass would be something like at least 20 gold.
Like we're talking like mutton, like full sheep sort of thing.
Gotcha. Something like a 100-pound sheep.
How much would Pike need to eat to be satisfied, considering all he's eaten today?
Probably half of that. Probably not much. Maybe like a leg.
All right, I'll get 2 legs then.
Okay. Maybe like 4 gold then.
Okay, all right, I can do that. 4 gold.
Yeah.
Then I guess I would take the legs back. I'd give 1 to Pike, and then myself, and Engelard would share the other.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can do that.
And
Good.
you can just chip me a gold, and then
That's
it'd be
fine.
good. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yep. And I guess in the morning.
Night passes. You guys set a watch.
Yeah. So
Might as well.
explain to me: is Pike able to take a watch?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So then we'd do a rotation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Night passes uneventfully.
Cool. And I guess in the morning we would just sort of make our way as quickly as we can, or not, a nice pace, but not like sprinting. For Thistleburrows.
So when you go through Fort Mitchell the second time,
Yeah.
it's same guys there. They're still there, very tired. They're like they can't really be bothered. They see you got a dragon man with you, and kind of let you through without much hassle.
As we go through, I sort of say to them, "Enjoy the copper, boys," and then we make our way through. And
Sure. While you're walking through, something does happen though.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh.
Okay.
Basically a man hunched over with like a cloak on, old man, kind of he's got like a white beard, mustache. Says, "Please, a few coins if you would, just a cup of ale to raise my spirits."
Is his head covered?
No.
So I can see his full face and stuff like that?
Got a full head of white hair.
Does he have his hands out? Like both hands?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, in
one
that
hand.
case, I would give him like as much, like maybe enough for 2 glasses of ale, whatever they go for
Yeah.
in this town.
Yeah. I mean, ale is probably maybe 5 copper at the most for a cup of cheap ale.
Okay, so I'd give him 10 copper then. More than I'd give the guards for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I give him a few copper myself.
All right. You see, okay, maybe, how about a trouble cinch check?
This town is just
Empathy for me.
the fucking worst. Every
This town
time we
is-
come through.
This town is a trouble cinch check.
Oh wow, I completely.
Maybe an
just-
empathy check for me. I don't know.
Well, I just whatever. I whiffed that, man. Like.
I'm gonna do an empathy check.
All right. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't get it either, so it doesn't
Fine.
matter.
You guys pass on without giving it another thought.
Mm-hmm. He probably just got him murdered by giving him money. That's the type of town this place is.
Or he's going to hire the shittiest assassin possible to get us for giving him money.
Yep.
Going this town.
Yeah.
As you walking through town, the rest of the way, you look down an alleyway wary for marauders.
Well, I completely whiffed that thing, so I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, never mind. Not watching for marauders. Kind of walking.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Walking. Eventually, you make your way out of Fort Mitchell. Down the road.
All right.
About halfway to Thistleburrows Manor. Engelard, I want you to make this is going to be a Constitution check.
Oh boy.
Did you get
So, my
leprosy from this guy?
My constitution was 15, I believe.
Yeah, no, 14. Yeah, I got it. on this
14,
piece of
yeah.
paper. Yeah. Bam.
You're bitten by something,
Oh, fuck's sakes.
but essentially like a 6-inch long centipede falls out of your shirt and onto the ground.
Bum,
I
bum,
stop.
bum.
I stomp on it.
Okay, it's squished.
Then he turns to stone.
That's all that happens.
Damn bugs.
All right, the rest of the journey to Boswell's Manor happens uneventfully.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
Well,
Cool. Fantastic. Well, I guess if we arrive, does he have new guards? Like, or is it the same ones that we had?
Well, when you arrive at Boswell's Manor, the sun is high in the sky.
Mhm.
You do spy a familiar wagon parked outside of the manor house. It's Murray's wagon. You
Oh,
remember Murray?
fucking Murray. Yeah, I remember Murray.
Yep, safe and sound, 2 horses,
Yep. Is he
Quiet-
in the
quiet.
wagon?
quietly grazing. No, the wagon's kind of outside, tied to the hitching post.
All right. Well, if there's a space for Pike, I would leave him there. Again, I'm not tying him up. Never will. But I assume since I was at Thistleburrow's place that he is a designated spot or something along those lines now.
Near the well, yeah.
Yeah. Something where he can just sort of hang out by himself and just do his thing.
It's fine. Yeah, he'll actually kind of lay down and
Snoozing
kinda
the
be
sun or whatever.
placid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I would take off the saddle, maybe rub him down or anything like that. Sort of maintenance on the horses, whatever, and sort of put all that stuff away for the most part.
Okay.
And make sure he's got water and all that sort of shit and then I would, head inside. And I assume you'd be doing the same thing with your horse at the time as well,
Yeah.
Jacob, so...
Yeah, obviously, but I would actually tie him up.
Yeah, they have if I remember correctly, he has like a full stable and all that sort of
He
stuff.
does.
Good.
Yeah, you can take him to the stable. There's nobody out there right now. Like the groomsman's not there or anything.
Yep.
Byron's not there.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to take him to the stable and put him in a stall. That's fine. You can do that. There's empty stalls. You come back, walk up the stairs, knock.
Yep.
What?
Knock on the door. Sort of, we're not in a rush now that we're here, so and these sorts of things are going to take months to put in preparation, I assume. So, we just knock and wait.
Okay. Yeah, eventually Byron answers the door as usual. Oh my, what a pleasant surprise. We weren't expecting the heroes of the Vale to drop by on us like this. Come on in.
Well, okay, I'll let that one slide, but sure. I'm not sure how much he knows, so yeah. Is this the bar in today?
Yeah, well, as you enter, you see Boswell and Murray supping over ham steaks and peppers.
Murray, you son of a bitch. Good to see you again.
And he says, let's see. He says, so yes, the heroes of the Vale in the flesh. What brings you here? Good to see you again.
I sort of wave around some like the parchments in my hand or whatever, and I was like, oh, this and that.
Just this and that.
He says, excuse me, and he kind of motions to two other halflings that are sitting at the table.
Oh,
and,
I didn't notice you guys there.
Yeah, there's two other halfling men. They look kind of confused, and he says, "Are these the ones you're talking about, cousin?" One of the strangers asked Murray. He says, "Oh, yes, these are the heroes of the Vale. This is the one I told you about. My good friends, they are."
I don't remember if Murray met Ingolard.
I'm not recalling either.
He has heard of you from,
Because I'm pretty sure it was myself and Alistair that rode with him, right?
Yeah.
Or was it myself and Oral? Might have been Oral.
It might have been Oral. It doesn't matter. What Murray does is he's kind of hopping on, like maybe doesn't know who you are, but he's going to pretend he does because he likes to be that way.
Okay, sure. Yep.
And he says, and Boswell kind of pipes up, and he says, "Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce some of the extended members of the family. This is Bymond and Ravis."
I do my best impression of like a lord's bow or something like that. Like being smug about it, almost. I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
See that the halfling on the right has kind of wild, messy blonde hair, dressed in dark blacks and browns, and the halfling to the left has curly brown hair, and you see that he is, quite for a halfling. He's got straight white teeth and rather uncharacteristically rigid jawline. Sparkling blue eyes. Very clean cut and form fitting. He's got some muscles under there.
Okay, so he does look like he's seen a bit of action then.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He's got some well-made cloth on, well-made clothing.
Mm-hmm.
The handsome halfling kind of stands up and kind of bows his head a little bit. He says, "Greetings, we've heard much of you, Walzer. Name's Ravis, my brother Bymond." Murray stays seated at the table and throws a bit of ham in his mouth.
Okay.
Boswell says, "What news from the dwarves?"
Well, we have what you requested, and some of them hate humans, so that was a fun excursion.
Oh, I think it was mostly just one though. It was particularly
Now,
vocal
Ingolard, don't ruin a good story. And I hand him the agreements, I guess they were.
Okay. So Boswell will kind of unravel them and set them on the table. He says, Byron, set out some more, two more plates.
Oh, is it possible to get something for Pike as well? He's been working most of the day.
Certainly. We've set aside a crate of the pears.
Ah, I don't know if he likes pears. Does he?
Sure, why not?
Okay. He likes bears.
The dietary restrictions of wyverns, haven't written yet.
Whatever. They're like the goats of the universe. They just eat shit.
So bears, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Why
unravels
not?
the scrolls. Byron sets out some plates for you, ham steaks and peppers. Do you guys like that?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. You guys eat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
It's poison. No, just kidding.
Well, that's
Damn.
a surprise.
Yeah. He says, I see. Looking at the scroll, this should be doable. Mm-hmm. But Byron, what do you think? And he hands the scrolls to Byron. Byron looks at them. He says, well, the military strength of the Vale is limited, sir. The only army to speak of is the vegetable men, the dwarves, and our two heroes here. Arguably an army in and of itself. And he kind of pats Walzer on the back.
I keep eating.
I'm kind of whispering, what kind of tales have you told these guys?
Oh,
In my opinion, we attack the goblins from the source, wherever that may be. Surely the goblins have a stronghold or leader of some sort. And the dark-clad halfling says, indeed, I agree with Byron. A smaller party would be cost-effective. Play the goblins game.
When the leader of the goblin comes up, I would say with my mouth full of, oh yeah, we ran into them, the guys with the red hands on their face and stuff. That was yeah, we managed to beat them back, and there was about 20 or so in the basement of
One of their houses.
Buffer. Yeah, I told you about Buffer, didn't I, Thistleberry? Yeah. The guy.
There's no time.
I believe so.
Yeah.
There's no time, right?
That's yes. That's
That's the story.
That song. Yes. And he was with us. It was his basement, and there was like I don't know, some laboratory or some shit. You can ask Engel here. He's sort of fooled around there a little bit. But you know me, half of this stuff just goes over my head, but that doesn't matter. I mean, Pike here was a great help. He and I were able to push back quite a few by ourselves, and then we got reinforced. It was quite a battle. You should have been there. And then I go back to just stuffing my face.
Sure.
Um,
He says, well. It seems to me that they are definitely getting bolder. Engelard,
yes.
I've heard that you engineered the greater defense of Wyvern Falls during the when the Wyvern attacked.
Yes, I did. I also assisted in training all the townspeople and being able to at least rudimentarily defend themselves.
What do you make of this situation? And he gives you the scrolls.
All right. I'm presuming you're going to send them to me.
No, I don't actually have them. But
if you push your plate up to like make room for the scrolls, I would jab your steak and put it on my plate.
Oh no!
But you're too busy. You don't notice.
Well,
there's a small pork fight.
Basically, as I'm trying to look at the scroll, I'm trying to push his throat away.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is mine.
I look at Thistlebar and I'm like, can I get a second helping?
And he says, he kind of looks at Byron, and there Byron goes and gets some more.
Fantastic.
Right. And so, just make sure I know it. Basically, this out here, obviously. Basically, the scroll will just basically be giving some dwarf support.
It's a map essentially. Well, he's kind of what I want to know is what do you think we should do? Boswell says that to you. You know that the Vale, Wyvern Falls is there, and then the mountains are north of that, and the mountains kind of extend for at least 10 miles to the north, right?
Right, I believe so.
And the goblins are somewhere in that area, and he's kind of wondering, what do you think should happen? We have you two, the dwarves, and the vegetable men, kind of mercenaries, and that's kind of all they have to kind of inspect the mountainside. And,
well,
the idea being, should they bother to look for the stronghold or just kind of take their whole force in, or what's anything to say? Any ideas?
I'd probably say Well, we have a small force currently, and it would make me uneasy to go searching for where the strongest with such a small force, no matter how elite we are. Um, but I do believe we should find where their stronghold is. Maybe send a small scouting party of only a few of our best best men that we have available in order to figure out where their stronghold is, ascertain how many goblins we would be expecting, and then if they seem weak enough, I guess we could formulate a plan to attack. Otherwise, we would need to petition for. I believe we would need to petition for more help unless we want to suffer major casualties.
At this point, I'll sort of, with my mouth full again, I'll sort of be like, yeah, they were able to surprise the dwarves in their home, so, like, maybe we should get the drop on them this time. Seems only fair.
Paimon says, if they want to sneak into the Gilvag stronghold, I say sneak into theirs.
That was Ravis, was that?
That was Paimon, the dark-clad one. And then Ravis is the handsome one. And Ravis says, I disagree. An all-out attack by the vegetable men from the south side into the mountains near Wyvern Falls would be better. Dwarven raids around the east flank will drive them out to the northwest. Beat them back mightily, I say.
Beat them back with what? Vegetable men? Those guys can barely grow crops, let alone swing swords.
Quite competent enough.
Well, I mean,
they're fairly competent. They're multitudinous, if anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you're not exactly going up against the Spartan army.
Exactly.
Can the vegetable men swing swords downwards?
Vegetable men.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
Well, if you want my opinion, and you should. Honestly, I think we need to sort of hamstring them a little bit. They seem like, if we're doing 20-1 sort of fights here, I don't know how effective a small army can be.
I agree. But I'm mostly just concerned with making sure that we don't end up going to a slaughter.
And,
that would depend on Yeah, sorry.
You know that essentially the greater area around the Vale is like the mountains to the north, and then there's this forest that extends east, south, and west, kind of all around. Same forest, kind of connected in like a big half circle. And then the only thing nearby, there are kind of wood elves that live in the forest to the east, and there are the halfling settlement where all of these halflings came from, Thimble, are to the east as well, but kind of to the southeast. That's kind of what's outside the Vale.
Okay. And would we have very many, like this big force that Ravis wants to do? Do we have like leaders and squadrons and stuff? Like, is the army like an actual army, or is it ragtag?
Are you asking him?
Yeah. I guess I'll ask him.
Well, a certain amount of training would be required, but shouldn't take that long.
How long is not that long?
A week of organization, maybe a week of basic tactics, and then, I mean, we are talking about goblins, right? I mean, what could go wrong?
Oh, if you throw enough
many
goblins,
things to go.
Exactly. If you throw enough goblins at a horse, the horse is going to die. I mean, the thing that they have is numbers. I mean, there was, within a small 10-foot corridor, there was about 7 of the bloody things all scrambling around, swinging swords. So
they also seem to be much more organized than I would have expected for a goblin.
Yeah,
at least the ones that we fought.
Swords, and each of them had some sort of organizational colors on them.
Very odd.
Boswell kind of says, "I'll have to sleep on it. I'm afraid the coin we have for troops would be limited."
There's that as well. Yes.
I shall retire and consult the scrolls. Feel free to sleep in the stables. I'm afraid I've already offered rooms upstairs to Murray and my other nephews.
Perfectly fine. I wouldn't want to leave Pike high and dry.
That'll be fine by me.
Thistleberry, you wouldn't happen to have any, I don't know if they have it, but like coffee or anything like that in this day and age?
Coffee? No.
No?
Tea? Maybe. Yeah, tea.
Alright, yeah. Alright, well, something like that, and some sort of like water. Or there's a well, so that's fine. Yeah. I'll be
Sure.
able to do all that sort of stuff. Then, yeah, if you have any tea or any wine or anything like that that we can borrow for the night, that'd be much
No,
appreciated.
they certainly have plenty of that red currant wine.
Yeah, alright, well, we'll probably just take a bottle or two of that and we'd go make merry by ourselves, I guess.
Okay. What? So you guys leave. You finish
Yeah.
your ham and peppers, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of catching up to do, basically. So, and we had.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I
Yeah.
assume that
Yeah.
most of that night
That's
would
great.
be like spent just like shooting the shit, basically. So.
Sure.
Getting
There's
drunk.
another place for a break, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about time. It's a good place. So, yeah, guys, we're gonna take a 2 to 3 minute break here. And then when we get back, we'll be going on to hour number 3. So don't go anywhere. There's more of this to come. And maybe we even get to see a new character. Ooh, I don't know. All right. We'll be back.